So to use Padlet, you're going to go to Padlet, Padlet.com, and you're going to get to the landing page here. So you can actually create a Padlet without signing up, but you obviously lose functionality and being able to save it and get back to it later very easily. And it's free to sign up, so I would definitely recommend that you create a free account before you start creating Padlets. So you will log in after you've created your account. And this is your dashboard. So you can see that I have a bunch of Padlets that I've already used down here and that have responses. So that makes it really easy to go back later and see what your students have been working on and to find them, which I really like. So let's assume that we want to create a new Padlet. So what we're going to do is click on New Padlet here in the top right-hand corner. So this is the really basic view of what a Padlet looks like. So from here, you can do all of your customizations and get it ready for student responses. So the first thing we're going to do is go to modify this Padlet. So you can create an image associated with the wall. This is going to be like the little picture that shows next to the name of the Padlet that may help you stay organized, and it's a little something the kids will see too. So you can choose something silly or serious. You can also upload your own picture. So if you have like maybe a picture of your textbook or some image that you use and kind of associate with your class, you can use that as well. You're going to also give it a title and a description. The next piece of customization you can use is wallpaper. This is one of my favorite because it's where you really give your Padlet some personality. So corkboard is a neat one. There's maybe for something digital in nature, you've got the matrix, sky. There's lots of different options that already come preloaded for you. Robots, so cute. So I just like this because it makes it something kind of pretty to look at. I think it's something that the kids enjoy seeing what background you come up with for the day. And it's, even better if it kind of has some kind of theme related to your content. You can also add your own picture. Again, so if there is a picture or topic that really fits well with your theme, go pull that picture and use that as your background. This is where we were talking about the different layouts. So freeform is very organic. The kids just put the post wherever. There may be some overlapping, which may drive you crazy, but it's the one that appeals most to me. You can also use the grid layout. So this one I really like when your students are working on this without you there to sort of moderate and keep an eye on the Padlet, because it'll keep them from overlapping and make it look a lot more organized. And then lastly is stream. There's some definite, it has like a chat kind of feature or feel to it. So depending on if students are responding or what you're doing, that may work for you. But freeform, because I use it a lot for brainstorming and thinking and working together sort of things, I like freeform. So these are the great privacy settings we were talking about. Private is great if you have a very small group of people that you want to participate in your Padlet, because you do have to specifically add them by email. That may be a little difficult to do in the classroom, but that doesn't mean that everyone can see what you're going to do. You have the opportunity to use the password protected option, so you could just make it something really simple like your last name, the name of your class, something like that the students can put in, and that will allow them to either moderate, can write, or can view. So you most likely would want to give your students can write access and set the password, and this to me is probably the easiest way to protect your students' information and keep it private. You can also use a hidden link, so it'll be a public Padlet that you can give access to anyone in the world, basically access to your Padlet, but they would have to have this specific link. Or you can have one that's totally public. So if your students are doing something that you do want other people to have access to, that you want to share, maybe with other teachers or other people very easily, you can go totally public. But in most instances, I think a password protected with a very simple password and can write access is appropriate for most classrooms. If you did want to go the email route, you would add it right here. And again, here is where you set your moderation settings. So when the students don't have kind of the norms of Padlet down yet, and you still are helping them kind of work through that self-control and using the tool appropriately, moderating the post is a great option. And you'll see down here it says save changes when you've completed the save. You can set up notifications. So if you have an ongoing Padlet, maybe where the students work throughout the semester on the same Padlet for some kind of growth building activity, you can set up notifications. At this point, they don't have a way to get notifications for each individual post unless you are moderating. So that's something to keep in mind. This is where you can set your custom Padlet. So you can add whatever you'd like. It's going to be padlet.com, your username, and then the name of the Padlet. So this could be the same as the title, the period 1 discussion, or whatever you want. Otherwise, you get kind of this Padlet with crazy letters and numbers. So if the students are going to have to type in the address, you might want to definitely consider a custom URL. But if you're just going to post the link to Edmodo or whatever your classroom management program is, then maybe it's not as important for you. You can also make copies of your Padlet, so you can copy with or without the post, but if you want to use it as kind of like a weekly bell work activity and you don't want to have to recreate everything every week, you can copy everything without the post and just start over again. And then of course you have delete your Padlet. So for the students to actually post something, what you do is you double click on the screen, you give it a title, and for my students, I encourage them to use their name as the title of the post. So that makes it really easy to find out later whose response it was. So for the students, you know, it could be last first, however you want to organize it, but that would be my recommendation. And then below here is where the students actually share like their ideas or whatever the information is that you are trying to have them share through the Padlet. And you can attach audio clips, video clips. You can add an attachment, add a picture, or you can even post attachments from the web. So this could be links to a website, web page, photo, video, song, document, article, or other Padlet, or anything else. So any kind of link to the web you can post. You can upload things here, or you can take a photo with your computer if you give it, you know, those rights. I hope you've enjoyed this overview of Padlet and see all the great ways you can use it in your classroom. Again, keep in mind, if you don't have a classroom where students have access to technology every day, all day, that's okay. You can still use the tool. So use that desktop computer in your classroom, either your teacher station or a student station you have. Open it up, sign in, create the Padlet, and then as you can see, students can just put their name as the post, and then they can keep using the same computer throughout the day. So students can rotate through that station and give their responses. So keep in mind, you don't have to be one-to-one or BYOD to use this tool. I hope you'll come back and visit us for more of our videos. You can find out more about us on www.digitalnativesed.com. You can follow us on Twitter at Taylor Plumley, at Coach Carbini, and at Matt Coleman FLA. And don't forget to follow our YouTube channel, digitalnativesed.com. Have a great day.